Hey all, and welcome to another one. Sorry about there hasn't been a video out recently to all our regular viewers, but due to the facts of Corona, getting the flu, broken camera, due to the fact that we didn't waterproof the connection and then the storms came, long story, but the video is now made and we're gonna be having some more coming up soon, so stay tuned and watch this channel. But today we are looking at HiLook from Hikvision. So HiLook, if you're not too sure what that is, it's kind of like the budget range, no frills kind of equipment from Hikvision. So what we're looking at specifically today is the latest 3K ColorVu with audio cameras. Okay, and we put that together with a HiLook 8-channel DVR, which can obviously support these cameras. So what we have is actually a little kit put together. So it uses a ready-made cable, a nice little easy to install system, and we're even going to put a link to our eBay account. So any home users out there interested, just feel free to check it out, and you can even buy through eBay. And if you are an installer and you're interested in the system, please get in contact with us. There'll be some links in the description, and we're happy to put you together a bespoke system. And yeah, we'll take it from there then. All right, so what's coming up in the video? So we are going to be today showing you more or less everything to do with this kit. We're going to be unboxing the DVR, the cameras. We're going to put together a little setup here, and I'm going to show you how everything connects together. Okay, and then we're going to have to update the firmware because these are the latest cameras, and the DVR doesn't support them unless you have the firmware update. But if you do buy this from us, don't worry, you don't have to do all this. We're going to do this. We do this in shop before we send it out to you. All right. So once the firmware is updated, the camera's plugged in, then we're going to just look at a few basic settings, and then I'm going to leave the camera to record for a few days. Then we'll go check back the playback, check out the day footage, the night footage, and show you how to take off a bit of footage off the DVR onto your USB drive. Then we are going to show you how to get online with that, really easy. And that's more or less it for the video. So I hope you guys enjoy what's coming up, and obviously if you are interested, there's a link below, so feel free to purchase it or contact us for more information. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Cheers, bye. Okay, so before we get to unboxing the items and setting them all up, let's have a quick look at the main features of the DVR and the camera we're going to be using. So this DVR is a 8-channel DVR, and on each channel it can go up to 8 megapixel, which is the equivalent of 4K. So basically, analog cameras now, they really only go up to 8 megapixels. So this can handle basically any camera in the market, which is nice. It can handle AOC, which is audio over coax, or I like to call it audio over cable, which means no extra cabling required, just a standard cable, and the audio will go through there. And so if you have a built-in mic like the cameras we're using, it's just going to be nice and easy audio. Okay, so it has a 4K HDMI output, which means if you do have a 4K monitor, should be no problem hooking that up to get a nice 4K picture. It has basic smart features like motion detection and line crossing. It does not have the smart analytics where it can tell between human and vehicle, but it's still good for some circumstances, and most home users, won't be using these features anyway. And the app is essentially the same as the proper Hikvision Connect app, HiLook Vision, very reliable, very good to easy to use, and most people really enjoy the app. Okay, let's go to the camera. Okay. So this is a 3K camera, and if you're not too sure what 3K is, it's exactly the same as 5 megapixel. The only difference is the aspect ratio is slightly different. So it's a slightly wider picture for 3K, but still the same amount of pixels as a 5 megapixel one. Okay, so these cameras have the very popular ColorVu. So this, if you see at the bottom of the camera, there's a little rectangle with a light in it, so this will shine when it gets dark, thus ensuring a 24/7 color picture, and that is up to 20 meters, and it's 40 meters on the bigger housing. AOC audio is built into this camera, so can't really see it on this picture, but there's a little hole in the front fascia of the camera, and it picks up the audio. Very easy to use, no extra cabling. It has a 2.8mm fixed lens, so this is what most people are going for. About, I'd say, 95% of the cameras we sell are 2.8mm, so it gives you a nice wide picture. It captures a lot of information. And this model comes with a full metal housing and an anti-tamper screw. So the anti-tamper screw at the top basically locks the eyeball in place, so it can't be rotated. Okay, and this only applies to this model, not on the 40mm one, which is like a hybrid plastic they use. Okay, so we're going to get to the unboxing now, and I'll catch you there. Cheers. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and take a close look at the items and go then and connect them to the cable and power supply, and I'll show you how it all connects together. So this is our DVR, and Hikvision HiLook haven't updated this DVR box in a long time, so there's nothing to really see here. It's more or less plain blue box, but they've updated the camera box recently, so I'll quickly show you these. This is the 40mm night vision version of this camera, and you can see it says 3K on the box, ColorVu, and they've done a pretty good job with that. It looks good. And we have the little one here, then it says 3K THC-T159-MS. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's in them. First of all, we'll start off with the cameras. Okay. Alright, so you get your normal screws, start guide, which is not really needed, drawer template, and we have our camera. Okay, so we'll take a closer look at this in a second. Just get everything out the box for now. So we're not going to look at the drawer template or the screws or anything, just basic stuff it comes with. Okay, now we'll open up the 40mm. If I can get it open. Alright, so we have another drawer template here, slightly bigger. And our screws like normal, and our little manual. We're just going to put these to the side and have a look at the camera. Okay. And now our DVR. Okay, so this is the 208U, if you can see. Okay, just that. Alright, let's open it up. Okay, so that's the little DVR. Okay, take a closer look at the back. Alright, and it comes with power supply for the DVR, mouse, you have your cables for your hard drive, and a little bag of screws for your hard drive. Okay, and also another manual, but these are pretty useless. I mean, most of it is in a different language, and what is in English is pretty useless. Anyway, so I'll put this to the side and get rid of the box. Okay, so we're not going to be installing a hard drive today. I'll leave a link in the description on how to install a hard drive, but it's pretty straightforward. And if you do buy a HiLook kit from us, pre-install it for you. Okay, so I won't be doing that today. So let's have a closer look now at our camera and DVR, and I'm going to quickly flip over to the other mode, and I'll catch you in a sec. Okay, let's have a quick look at our DVR. There's the front of it, just a couple of lights on there, and at the back we have all the important stuff. So there's our 8 B and C channels, and each one can handle audio now. Okay, AOFC. and we have a VGA port, HDMI. This is audio in and out. You probably won't be needing this now. You have AOC, but if you did want to have one standalone microphone, you can do, but you would sacrifice the audio on a normal camera. Okay, and there's your LAN port and 2 USB ports, and we have our power input there. Okay, and then if you do lose one of your screws, see we have a screw. If you do lose that one, then you have a little replacement one right in the corner there, so they give you a spare one. How nice of them. Okay, so that's the DVR. Okay, just nothing special about the bottom. You can see that's where the hard drive would go on the inside of the screws holes. Okay, and now we have the cameras. So put them side by side so you can see the size difference. Okay, see the 40 meter is a lot bigger. And we're going to look at the bases in a bit more depth in a second. Let's just compare the cameras. You can see the white light. This is the white light that shines when it gets dark to give you that 24/7 picture. And if you can see that little hole there, it's a bit hard to see from this angle. There we go. You see that hole there? That's for the audio mic. Okay, and it's the same on this camera. Let's take off the plastic and microphone there, and the white light. Okay, you see it's just one LED here, or one one light there, and we have 2 on the 40 meter. Okay. Right, now I'll show you how to attach the cameras to the wall in one sec, and we'll take a look at the bases in depth. Okay, hold on. Alright, now so let's quickly take a look at the base of the cameras and how they attach to the wall or wherever you decide to put it, on any flat surface essentially. So there's our 3 screw holes, and we have our little anti-tamper screw here. So let's try and take this off, and I'll show you the base in more detail. Okay. Okay. So what you would do is attach that to the wall, and then when that's attached, you can lock this camera in here. Again, you run the cable through, obviously. And you attach it back, and it just sits in there. And then you put your little anti-tamper screw in here. You see that's now locked in place there. It's wrong angle, but just to show you. Alright, so that would be attached to the wall, and now the camera is fixed on there. Okay, and on the 40 meter one they do it slightly different. So I don't know if you can see this part here. Okay, so it kind of twists. So what we do is we twist it like that, and then this comes off. Okay, now I see the base a bit more clearly. Alright, so this one is attached completely to the camera. So now what you would do is you've got space here on the front where you could just drill the hole straight through. So it's actually a really easy install using this camera. Okay, so 3 holes, and then once it's on the wall, you just put back your plate and then twist it in. Okay, it's a little bit fiddly to twist it, I'm not going to lie, but there are harder ways to do these things. So they've done a pretty good job on this. There we go, twisted back in, and now the camera will be nicely firmly mounted. Okay, so now let's show you how to connect everything up. Alright then, see you in a sec. Okay, so we've added 3 new bits of equipment to our setup. We have a 12-volt 5-amp power supply. So this has got 1 output here. We have an 8-way power splitter, and now this connects to our power supply here. So essentially it takes 1 source supply and can power 8 cameras, and we'll be using this in a sec. And we have our ready-made BNC cable. Okay, so we only recommend using the highest quality cable you can get, because especially with the latest cameras, you never know what's going to happen if you use the cheap cable. and we have two sides of the cable. Okay, so we have this is the camera side, the male jack, and we have the DVR side, which is the female jack. Okay, so I start off with the DVR side. What we have to do is connect this to the back of our DVR, the BNC connector. So we put it in there, you just twist it, and it goes in. And now we connect the power to our splitter that we connected to our power supply. Okay, so that is the back of our DVR done. Our camera now should be ready to receive the picture and is ready to power the camera. Okay, so we can put this down. And now we take our other side of our camera cable, and we're going to connect it to the camera. So same again, just put the BNC in here, twist it, and just connect the power up. So it's pretty straightforward. Nothing too complicated there, and that's the hardware setup done. Now we're going to go ahead and do the wizard on the DVR, set up the camera, and we're going to show you the live view, all coming up. Okay, so we're going to run through the wizard. I just quickly installed a hard drive just now, a 2 TB hard drive, and we're going to go ahead and set this up. Okay, so we select our language and go next. Okay, so we're going to have to enter a password. What is the criteria here? Combination numbers, lowercase, uppercase, and special characters. Well, at least 2 kinds of them contained. Okay, so we could just do admin 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'd advise you not to choose this password. Obviously, make your own password up. Okay, you can put an email in here for password reset, but it's, we're not going to do that today, but you can do it. And we click on activate. So the camera activation password here is if you have IP cameras connected, but that's a completely different ball game. We'll talk about that another day, maybe. Okay, so set unlock pattern. So you can use this instead of entering the password continuously, but I'm going to show you how to disable all the locks. So let's just do a simple U for now. Okay, now we set our time. So I'm going to select GMT, day, month, year, time. Okay, it doesn't run out. I'm just going to select NTP. So NTP, it will select the time from the internet. Okay, that's all set up there. We can just choose that and go next. Okay, we want DHCP enabled if we want to go online and get the app. We can talk about that more later. Right now we can set this part up with the app. We're not going to go into full details right now, but I'm going to show you how to download the app on your phone, where to go, scan the code, and get online so you can view your cameras. Right now it says offline, even though I've connected my DVR to my router. Sometimes it's gone online straight away. Okay, so, and also, okay, what is this verification code, and why does I set this now? Okay, so when you want to have the app on your phone and you want to view your CCTV, theoretically anyone can just get your CCTV if they have the serial number of your DVR. All you have to do is pop it into the app, and then it will find the DVR. So the way to obviously, if you want an extra layer of protection, if someone finds out your serial number, you can enter a verification code. So when you download the app on your phone, it will ask you for this code, and then you're the only one who knows it, so you're the only one who can view the CCTV. Okay, so we're just going to go at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so when we download the app, we'll have to remember that for later. All right, so that's all good. It means not bound. That means there's no account associated with this DVR. Okay, and let's go next. Okay, these are IP cameras if we want to add them, but we don't need to add them. We just found a few on our network. Okay, this is our hard drive. All right, actually, you did use a used hard drive, so let's initialize it. Yeah, yours might say something slightly different, but just click on initialize, and that's the same as formatting. Okay, So that's perfect, that's ready to go, and that's the wizard done. Alright, so it's going to carve a little break here and come back and show you a few more settings. Alright, and catch you then. Okay, so before we go ahead and plug in the camera, we've got a few more things to do. So let's just go to our configuration. Alright, so here we can change our resolution. Alright, so I've got a 1080p monitor, I'm going to select 1080p. So right now my software is about to go off, so bear with me. I'm just going to click on apply, and then you'll see I have to go for a second. Hold on one. Okay, as you see now we're in 1080p mode, so let's go ahead and just do a couple more settings, and soon we're going to be plugging in the camera, but we're not quite there yet. So if you want to disable the password, like I want to, because it's going to keep asking me for the password or the draw pattern, and we want to mess around with this DVR, I'm just going to disable it for now. Okay, but if you want this enabled, because you might have people you don't have access to, no problem, you can just keep that enabled. Alright, I'm going to enable daylight savings time, so it knows when the hours go forward and backwards, so that'll be the last Sunday in March at 1 o'clock and the last Sunday in October at 2 o'clock. Okay, by 60 minutes, perfect. So we apply that. Alright, so go to our main view. As you see, no cameras plugged in yet, and let's do a playback, we'll get to that later. Okay, some more settings, but that's basically now our DVR setup. So what we're going to do now is upgrade the firmware on here, because the latest 3K cameras have only just come out, and the DVR didn't even know what 3K is when it came out. So we're just going to do a quick update on the firmware right now, and then go ahead and plug in the camera. Alright, catch you in a sec. Okay, so over to our PC now, and let's download the latest firmware. So we're on our website, SSR Trading, I'll leave a link in the description, but where we want to go is technical support, latest firmware links, and then DVR firmware. Okay, for HiLook links, we have a HiLook at the bottom, and it's a DVR-208U-K1. Okay, so this takes us straight to the Hikvision website, and we can download the latest firmware. Okay, so you see we have two here, and they both came out the same date, so which one is it? So you always want to download the latest version. So you can see this one's V4 30-300, and this one is V4 30-210. Plus the second number here is 210-415. This is 210-111. So this one looks like this latest one. Let's go ahead and download this. Okay, so as you see now, it's just a simple file. What you want to do is extract that file, because it'll be in a zip folder, pop it onto a USB drive, and then plug it into the back of your DVR, or the front if you have a front port. Okay, so I'll go back to DVR now. I'll catch you there. Okay, so our USB is now plugged in, and up here under firmware we have a little arrow. It says upgrade, so we click on here, and it's already found our USB flash drive. Okay, so we click on the HiLook folder that came in, and a digicap, that DAV file. Okay, that is the firmware. So we click on upgrade. Yes, please. Okay, this might take 1 or 2 minutes, not too long. So what we're going to do next is quickly test the camera. We're going to plug one in locally here before we go ahead and mount it outside. And then once it's mounted outside, we're going to run over some camera settings and then check out a bit of playback and get the app going. Okay, so this is all working good. Our DVR is about to restart, so I'll catch you on the other side when the camera's plugged in, or just before I'm about to plug it in. I'll see you then. Okay, so our DVR has restarted, and let's check out the firmware version. Yep, so the firmware is taken, and we've got the latest firmware now. Let's go ahead and quickly plug in the camera. So, before I go ahead and mount it outside, we're going to quickly just power up in the office here. Alright, there we go. So it says here 3K 5MP. So all this upgrading the firmware, 3K and everything, is exactly the same as 5MP. It's all just a big waste of time if you ask me. But anyway, there we go. Our camera's now working. DVR's all set up, recording. And now we can go ahead and mount the camera outside. So we're going to mount it outside and leave it for a day's recording or so. And I'll catch you then. Thanks. Hey, okay, so now we've mounted our camera. And for those of you with an eagle eye, will see that, yeah, it wasn't a day or two, it's been actually a few weeks. So, sorry about that for regular viewers. You know, we usually post videos more often, but to be honest, I had corona, and then that wasn't so bad, to be honest, but then I went and had the flu, which was pretty bad. So, I've been in the wars a little bit, but all good, and now I'm back, and we're going to be doing more videos, and let's just finish off this one and let's have a look at this HiLook camera. Okay, so as you see, it's been mounted, and we can go to full screen and have a look at it. Okay, so not too bad. You can zoom in on bits and bobs. Okay, alright, so that's the live view. I haven't done a great job mounting it. As you can see, I caught another camera, but for you can see the general picture quality is pretty good for 5 megapixel. Okay, let's go check out the playback. So we select camera 1, and we're on today's date, and you can see this is last night. Okay, I might have blocked out a little bit of the white light, so it is a little bit on the darker side, but it's still a color picture at night, and you can still see things quite clearly. So that's the ColorVu. Okay, let's turn on the audio. Let's see if we can find a car coming through or something. Alright, so audio doesn't seem to be on. Or have I just not put the speakers on? Alright, well, what we're going to do is download some footage anyway, and then we'll see if its audio's on there. If not, I can get that up and running. But on our other monitor, there was audio because this one hasn't got speakers. Okay. So that's the camera, and now we can then go and see the live view and maybe change some of the settings. So to change the settings, we go to configuration, and then camera on the left, and then we've got display. So here we can alter the time and date settings. We can give the camera a name. So we can call this, for example, outside. Okay, that'll do. We apply that, and now we've got the camera name changed. Okay, I like it a day, month, year. We can apply that. And here we have a few settings. So if you did want to downgrade the camera, I don't know really why, but you'll get more recording time, higher frame rate. Go ahead and do that. So that's your basic settings. Now, if you want to enable a privacy mask, we can go ahead and do that. So let's just do a quick one here. We could just draw a box, apply it, and now, as you see, it's not going to be recording in this area. Okay, so that's a simple privacy mask. You might want to block your neighbours' gardens or windows or something like that. Okay, let's just clear that for now. Okay, we just disable it. Alright, so some basic settings here, and we have got some basic motion detection, but this hasn't got the smart features like some of the latest Hikvision DVRs have. So they are there are a lot of false notifications, so you want to have the sensitivity on quite low if you want to enable some of this. And now to finish up on the video, we're going to quickly download a snippet of a video, put it onto our PC, and then we're going to get you guys going on the app. All right, catch you in a sec. Okay, so we're back on our playback view, and now I've plugged in my USB drive into the back of the DVR. So we're going to quickly snippet a 5-minute period of video so we can then view it on our PC. Okay, just in case something happens, you might want to be doing this as well. So to do this, we find the time, rough time you want to look at, and then we click on clip. Okay, and then we have clip time. So I know this clip was on 8 o'clock today. So we go 8 o'clock this morning. Okay. Okay, this can be a bit frustrating sometimes. Okay. We do 8 o'clock to 8:05. Okay. So 5 minutes of time. Okay, so that's done, and now we go to export clip, and we're going to go video and log. Okay, now it's found my USB drive, and so we click on MP4, but it doesn't matter really, but MP4 is probably more compatible for most people, and then we go okay. Alright, so we go on the top right hand corner here, you see backup, and it's downloading now that little 5 minutes to our USB drive. Okay, so I'm going to flip over now to the PC and show you guys what the footage looks like, hopefully with some audio as well. See you in a sec. Okay, so I plugged in my USB drive now into the PC. As you see, it's found a little file, 50 megabytes big, and we're just going to open it in VLC Player for now, so let's see what happens. Right, as you can see, there's nothing wrong with the audio, it's just the monitor I was using and no audio. So if you upgrade the firmware in the DVR and plug in the camera, there should be no settings you need to touch for the audio. But if you are having problems, we do have videos available on that, but it's very easy to set up the audio if it does go off. Yeah, so this is the playback, as you can see. You can see things quite clearly. The dirt on the car, for example. And the sound, you can hear all the beeping from the distance going on, everything. So, pretty impressed with that. So let's go ahead now and get this on your app, on your phone, so you can remotely view your CCTV. See this out. Okay, so now you've got your camera set up, your DVR set up, everything's working good. We're going to go ahead now and download the app and get your live CCTV on your phone. Okay, so the way to do this is we go to our configuration panel here, and then we go to network. So under the network settings, we want to go to platform access. And the app we'll be using is called HiLook. Okay, so you could download this from most app stores. So I would say go ahead and download this now, get it ready. And what we have to do is make sure our DVR is also online. So I plugged it into our router, from the back of our DVR into our router, and it's gone online. Okay, if you have a problem here, it's usually 99% to do with your router, or you've not connected something properly. But you should be able to get online. There's no reason why. I've never seen anyone not be able to get online with a simple setup. Okay, so that's all good. And now what we're going to do is set a verification code. I think I said it earlier, 123456. This could be anything you want. It's going to ask you for this code when you download the app and want to view the CCTV. Okay, and it should be not bound. That means our account is not linked to anyone. Okay, so go ahead, download the app. Okay, you can set up an account, and then when you're ready to scan the QR code, okay, it will ask you to add the device. So you go ahead and scan this QR code here through the app, and it will add the device. Okay, one very important thing is make sure you turn off your Wi-Fi. Okay, if you leave your Wi-Fi on, then it's only going to be able to view CCTV when you're on Wi-Fi, that Wi-Fi. Okay, so download the app using Wi-Fi, that's fine. Then when you set up the app and add the DVR to your app, make sure Wi-Fi is off. Okay, so now we're using our data. Scan this code and then just go next basically, and it's going to add the device to your app. Really easy. Okay, so I have done a guide with a similar app, and it's basically exactly the same. I'm going to leave a link below if you get stuck, but it's very easy to get online. Okay, so it's literally go to the app store, download the app, put in a few details, email address and that, phone number, and then add by QR code, scan the the QR code on the right, and then you're all good. Okay, so just got one little segment coming up now. Just going to do some final reviews and thoughts on the system, and I'll see you then. Thanks. Okay, so now we'll do our final review of the system, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So, ease of use, I'm going to give this a 4 stars out of 5, because even though the system is fairly easy to use, and the app and everything, it's updating the firmware does make it a bit of a pain if you have to do that. But remember, if you do buy this from us, we will do that for you. Okay. Aesthetics, I'll give it another 4 out of 5, just because they seem to make the aesthetics as plain as possible. I don't know why you can't just jazz it up a little bit, but I guess you get what you pay for. Build quality, I'm giving a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5, because it's to the same build quality as normal Hikvision. So yeah, the cameras are very, very well built, very secure, and they're not going to get water damage or anything like that. Okay, so good standards there. Picture quality, I'm giving a 4 out of 5 stars. It's not quite up to the standard of the proper Hikvision cameras, but it's still very good, especially during the day. But the night vision could be a touch better, but it's still very good for most situations. And value for money, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5, because for an entry-level budget system with color night vision and audio, I think that's really good value. And overall, we're just going to giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. Mostly because of it's just missing a couple of things, just like the sharpness of the real Hikvision, and the smart features. And so on the latest Hikvision DVRs, you've got all smart analytics, and it is lacking on the HiLook. But still, for most purposes, I would say 99% of the people out there, 90% of the people out there, this will be a perfectly good home system. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you're any installers out there, please feel free to contact us and we can put a bespoke system together for you. Or if you are a home user and interested in the system, there is a link to our eBay account below, so feel free to click on that and check out the system. You can buy it straight from eBay. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are interested in the kit, obviously I just said it now, please get in contact with us. Our details are below in the description. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Bye.